Morning, this is the border of the Painted Desert, and I'm going to stop here to talk a little anime.
Black Blood Brothers.
Black Blood Brothers is a recent vampire action anime series with a light heart, released in North America by Funimation. In some alternate world, vampires called Black Bloods live among humans, or Red Bloods. Though most humans are blissfully unaware of the vampires in their midst, most of these vampires are law-abiding folks who wouldn't dream of sucking your blood without your permission. But the vampires themselves are divided along bloodlines, the Kulong bloodline being especially vicious and contagious to red blood and black blood alike. Those are the nasty, blood-sucking monsters we're used to seeing. So humans and vampires alike are trying to exterminate that Kulong bloodline. There's now a special zone, a new city cased by a barrier provided by the Lord Dragon of the East, where vampires and humans can live together. They're pretty choosy about which vampires they let in, though. Immigration is by established bloodlines only. A human organization known as the Order Coffin Company mediates relationships between vampires and humans and keeps the peace, sort of. This story centers on a century-old source blood vampire, Jiro. Jiro is the famous kinslayer of the Kulong incident 10 years before, when vampires fought an open war in the streets of Hong Kong.
Jiro, if you kill them, it will not save you from your grief.
Silver Blade!
Today, Jiro is bringing his 10-year-old little brother, Kotaro, into the special zone. Along the way, they'll meet Mimiko, who works for the company as a compromiser, a sort of diplomatic negotiator between vampire and human. Mind you, most of the company's resources are concentrated on the Enforcement Division, a small army of silver bullet-shooting, garlic grenade-tossing warriors. And the compromisers like Mimiko don't seem to have a whole heck of a lot of authority when it comes to dealing with the vamp-killing division. Still, Mimiko is perky, friendly, and earnest. She'll hit it up with young Kotaro right from the get-go.
Mimiko, I'd like to thank you for your hospitality. This young lady has been nothing but good to us. If you lay a hand on her, I won't just stand by and watch.
I think you're aware I'm not interested in the girl. Our objective is you. I was hoping you would join forces with us.
Join forces with you? You're kidding me!
Well, aren't you clingy?
Jiro's entry into the special zone will set off complex machinations among the 4 old vampire bloodlines living there. But the overarching conflict will be between Jiro and an old friend, now an archenemy, Cassandra, or Casa for short. The two seem to have had a major falling out about 100 years ago involving Jiro's old love, Alice. The details of this past, spanning the past century, will partially unfold in small flashback segments at the start of each of the 12 episodes of the series, and the resumption of this conflict will drive the main storyline. I didn't expect a lot from this series. Its setup is pretty standard vampire monster slaughter vengeance fare, especially with various ill-defined magics at work, which usually puts me off. But the characters almost won me over. Jiro's personality is somewhat mercurial. Most of the time he's the flamboyantly attired, gently doting brother of Kotaro, and despite some comic but violent discipline at the beginning, the story really sells that affection. But Jiro can also morph into one very angry vampire. Especially in the English dub, this can lead to unfortunate comparisons to Trinity Blood's Abel Nightroad. Mimiko manages to rise above the usual spunky comic sidekick to become a real character. Her energy and sincere determination helps propel us over a lot of rough spots. And Cassandra, the woman from Jiro's painful past, is a deliciously taunting villainess. The story certainly misses her in the episodes where she doesn't make an appearance.
And now...
Then why did you betray us? Why?
Times changed, Jiro. She said it herself, remember? Just accept it.
Also, there was some surprising complexity in a few of the supporting casts, such as the incendiary vampire clan leader Zelman, or the suppression team's gung-ho leader who looks like he'd rather eat a cow patty than actually owe a favor to a vampire. I also like that they put the sensuality back into vampirism. There's just not enough romance in the world today. The animation is nothing to rave about. It's pretty standard fare for TV, with the actual action concentrated only in a very few spots, but it gets the story told. Funimation's English dub was good enough to bring the major characters to life for me. So, despite some reservations, I guess I need to give this 12-part series 3 stars. It's harmless and largely predictional set pieces, but it has some interesting characters and it's pretty well executed. At the end, the door was left open to a possible sequel, and I have to admit that if they made one, I'd probably watch. Funimation's DVD release includes commentary tracks on almost every episode, from the voice actresses in Japanese for every one of the episodes. I'm not sure I actually read anything interesting in any of those tracks, but they're there nonetheless. Thanks for listening.